much for being here. My name is Shemaine, if you haven't ever seen me before, and I'm kind of new to be back on Twitter. So as soon as you get this, make sure you type in the comment section where in the world you're watching from. I get people from all over the world. I want to tell you who's going to be on my Faith and Freedom show on Sunday. You're not going to want to miss it this Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern. But before I do that, I just wanted to say hello to, especially to Twitter. So please, I'm so grateful to be back on Twitter, to have the freedom of speech, at least so far, back on Twitter. I was banned for 2 years for a 6-second silly lip syncing video where I was lip syncing. I never said anything. I was pretending to call President Trump and ask him when he's coming back. That's what the text was. And it got me banned for 2 years. I did appeal dozens of times, and even when Elon came back initially, crickets. They finally said, we're closing this case, stop bothering us. But my son Rocco and a friend of ours, James Blades, were over the other day and we were talking about it, and he's like, no, this can't be right. So the two of them had their own resources. I don't know who they talked to or what they did, and through Ted, but I'm back on Twitter and I'm grateful. And I'm going to be posting a lot more. If you don't know anything about me, here's the 30-second overview. I have been a group fitness instructor since 1980. I've pretty much taught everything: step, spinning, slide. My latest favorite is Zumba. I've been teaching that for 15 years. I was a developer for Zumba and a Zumba jammer. I traveled all over the world training instructors. So I love to work out, but most importantly, I love to share my passion for healthy living with you. I got sick and almost died from toxic mold, and I wrote this book about it because every day people are asking me, how did you know it was toxic mold? What did you do? How did you remediate? How did you cure yourself? I got debilitating migraines. I was diagnosed with having pre-emphysema, and I had 4 different types of mold in my bloodstream. And I wrote everything down in this book because I don't want you to go through what I went through. And if you recognize the symptoms, which I'm sad to say could be anything from headaches, dizziness, skin rashes, fibromyalgia, insomnia is a big one. And I'm going to say it, guys, even cancer could be caused by toxic mold. So read about it if you want to find out more details. Again, I don't want anybody to have to go through what I went through and what my family went through. Not only did we all get sick, I almost died from it. My husband and my son fared a little bit better, not too much, but we lost our home that was once featured on MTV Cribs. If you go search Ted Nugent MTV Cribs house, that house was demolished. And we walked away with just the clothes on our backs, and then we got rid of those because one mold spore is 1/100th the size of human hair, and its natural defense mechanism is to propagate 1,000,000 times. And I couldn't walk up a flight of stairs if my life depended on it. So parting with anything, I had great clothes and handbags and everything. The thing that really bothered me that I had to part with is my son's baby pictures. And this was back in 2002 when we were first recognizing it. And we didn't have the digital media that we do today. So that was one of the main things that really bothered me. But everything, losing my health, and I could go on and on. I didn't want to make this just about toxic mold, but if you're interested, you can check out my book called Killer House. It is available on Amazon, and it was #1 in 2 categories for a couple of months last summer when it first debuted. Question for you: would you like to see that or hear that on Audible? I think I need to do it. I've been dragging my feet, and I think I need to have an audio version of the book. So let me know in the comment section. I see everybody jumping in. We've got, you know what I'm going to do? This is a live video, and I'm going to put on my glasses. Oh, I can see. So we've got John from Toronto, Canada. Now we've got Tony, Rapper Reynolds. Howdy, Tony. Hey, Deb, how are you? Hey, Randy, so good to see you. Hey, Keith. Hey, Johnny, thank you for being here. Marshall, Illinois. Yeah, lots of great people chiming in. And am I on Twitter? Can you tell me? I'm just curious. I want to see if I'm on Twitter because that would be really cool. Okay, I'm going to tell you about who are my guests and my show. It's Faith and Freedom on Real America's Voice. And I want you guys, please, a lot of people still don't know that I have a show. My guests are too good. It's not me, it's my guests. They're so amazing. Every week I have 3 to 4 guests and they're so amazing. I don't want you to miss it. So this Sunday at 10 a.m. you can go to americasvoice.news, americasvoice.news. We also play excerpts from the show on my social media and also on my Rumble. Rumble's in the house, right? And Facebook and YouTube are in the house, right? So we play excerpts on Rumble, and I often on Rumble, on Real America's Voice, I will often chime in on the Rumble feed Sunday morning at 10 a.m. But this Sunday, we've got former Navy SEAL, FBI agent, and author of Sleep No More, Jonathan Gillum. Amazing patriot, amazing story. I can't wait to share his interview with you, so check that out. And also, guys, I don't know if you know, have you heard about lab-grown meat? Well, we need to eat real food, not lab-grown meat, all right? Or 3D printed beef. No, 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 no. We need to eat real food for our health. And here's another new thing that our friend Dr. Bill Gates. Oh, he's not a doctor? Oh, I thought, so why are we getting our health information from, what? Oh, I thought, yeah, he's a wait, I have breaking news. He's a computer programmer. Oh, right. So, and he's a billionaire. So now he's getting into the health food industry and he's going to be printing. This is breaking news. He's making butter. He wants to make butter from carbon dioxide. Wow, delicious. Wouldn't that be delicious? Who oh, I have so many words. I don't want to get banned again. I have so many things I want to say, but you have to watch my show, Faith and Freedom on Real America's Voice, Sunday. I'm going to turn that off. Yep, lab grown meat. Nope. No. How about no? What is that movie with Mike Myers in it? How about no? Okay, so Bill Gates is also, and a bunch of other billionaires, they're buying up farmland. Interesting, isn't it? And he's invested in a company that wants to eliminate animal fats and instead create animal fats from alternative sources like carbon dioxide. What could go wrong? In fact, they want to eliminate all animals. And I'm telling you all, once they start doing that and they're coming after Texas deer, you have got to stand up. You have got to stop this. I'm going to have more information about this coming soon, but they're trying to eliminate white-tailed deer. It is sad what they're doing. They're going after friends of ours who've had ranches where they grow and breed white-tailed deer. That's what they love to do. In Texas and many other states and many other areas, hunting is a big thing, and people like deer. People like white-tailed deer. It's a good source of nutrition, not fed up with chemicals and steroids. They're vegetarians, so they eat good food. They eat healthy food, and several of our friends have white-tailed deer breeding operations. And there's something called, Ted could get into it more, and we'll have him on and talk about it more. CWD, chronic wasting disease, which it's a thing, but it's not that big of a thing. But what they're trying to do, the Texas Parks and Wildlife is trying to do, and this wasn't all going to be about CWD, but just to give you a 30-second overview, they're trying to say, yes, we need to come on your property. We need to test your deer for chronic wasting. We think that your deer has it. And guess what? They can't kill him. They can't shoot him in the head. You've got to pay for the Texas Parks and Wildlife. You've got to pay for their travel expenses. You've got to pay for their housing when they come on your property and do this. And oh, by the way, you can't watch and you can't videotape it. And two of our friends had pet deer that they were also raising that their grandkids came over and hand fed, and they just like to have them around. They were bottle feeding them from birth, and they made them kill them all. And then guess what? I didn't mean to get down this path, but then guess what? You couldn't shoot them in the head because you had to cut off the head, send it to Texas Parks and Wildlife, some lab, which do we trust them? I'm just saying. And guess what? The test came back negative. They don't have CWD. So our friend had 400 white-tailed deer slaughtered, gone. It's heartbreaking. Point being, this is leading up to one of my guests that's coming up Sunday. I could talk about that more, but so they say that they want to eliminate all animals because they're contributing to climate change and they fart too much and whatever it is. They eat too much grass. They'll come up with excuses. But there's an ulterior motive. There's a nefarious agenda here. And it might be very self-serving for our friend like Dr. Bill Gates. Oh, yeah, he's not a doctor. Sorry. Yeah, he's not. Does he have a background in health? Does he know about nutrition? Does he exercise? I would really like to know what his exercise agenda is. What does he do for a workout? Because, yeah, I don't know that he does. Do you? I haven't seen. Anyways, I'm being sarcastic. Joining me on Sunday is patriotic doctor on Brave TV, Dr. Jason Dean, the one and only Jason Dean. You've probably seen him before. He's amazing, and we talk all about that. Also joining me is Pastor Lucas Miles. He's the author of, get this title, Woke Jesus. And we talk about good versus evil in our society and how our society is trying to make us think that what's wrong is right and what's right is wrong. For example, I just heard from a friend who has a school-aged kid who went to school one day and I asked, are they trying to push this agenda of diversity, equity, inclusion, DEI? Are they trying to push that? Are they, I had Riley Gaines on my show a couple of weeks ago. Are they trying to make girls be in locker rooms with boys and things like that? And this friend said, because it's a fairly conservative area, the friend said, no, but they did put out kitty litter because one of the kids came dressed to school and said he identified as a cat. Okay, go to the bathroom in your kitty litter. See how that works out for you. So anyways, I have lots of great guests on my show, Faith and Freedom, every Sunday on Real America's Voice. When you get done with this, when I sign off, there's one other thing that I want to tell you about some of the books that I'm reading. When you get done with this, do me a favor and please, please, please go to realamericasvoice.com, or you could just plug in americasvoice.news. It goes to the same place. And look up shows and look up Faith and Freedom with Shemaine, and you can see my previous shows. But again, my guests it's not about me. I do very little talking. I love talking to people and finding out more about them and how they get to where they are today. And everybody from Kirk Cameron to Charlie Kirk to Lucas Miles, Pastor Anthony Thomas, Scott Kesterson, so many people. Marjorie Taylor Greene has been on, Riley Gaines. As I said, every week I get 3 to 4 shows. And then there's this guitar player. What is his name again? Nugget something. Yes. I'm being super sarcastic. And Nicole Lady Nogrady. Yes, we had her on as well. So, thank you, Kevin. Okay, I wanted to read to you. It's story time. I wanted to read. What is the date today? Somebody tell me the date. It's March what? March. Somebody write in the comments section because this is important. I read this morning and went, no, actually, maybe I got it wrong. It's the 13th, Kevin says? Okay. I skipped ahead so I'm going to read to you from Jennifer LeClaire's book, The Prophet's Devotional. Her book, Defeating Water Spirits, was probably the first book that I read that made me do a deep dive into spiritual warfare. I'm like, this is ridiculous. In fact, I wrote about it in my book. I wrote about more spiritual warfare. I have a whole chapter about spiritual warfare in my Killer House book and how it is related to toxic mold. In Leviticus, guys, it talks about toxic mold and the steps you need to do, but there's something deeper there. I just got goosebumps thinking about that. I can't wait for you to read that if you haven't read it already. Okay, it's the 13th. I'm going to read to you from the 15th because maybe this morning sometimes when I'm making my coffee, I'll just open it. I'll have this by the coffee pot and I'll just open it and go, oh, what's it talking about? So I'm off 2 days. So replay this again on March 15th. So it says, is that right? Let's see. Okay. Entering the secret place. Again, take a screenshot of this. The Prophet's Devotional by Jennifer LeClaire. It says, entering the secret place. For in the time of trouble, he shall abide in me, his pavilion, in the secret place of his tabernacle, he shall hide me. He shall set me high upon a rock. That's Psalm 27:5. Okay, so Jennifer LeClaire writes, everyone, even God, has secrets. Choosing whether or not and to whom to reveal a secret rests solely on the power of the secret holder. In the secret dimensions, God is the revealer of secrets. See Daniel 2:47. We know God reveals his secret to two different types of people, his servants, the prophets, and that's Amos 3:7. It talks about that, and those who fear him. Psalm 25, verse 14. As I write in my book, The Seer Dimensions, I got to get that book. You have the inherent potential to enter the secret dimension of the seer realm. Do you guys mind if I read? It's a couple paragraphs more. I think it's really worth it. I think it's really, hey, Alyssa Locke, how are you? Okay. Deuteronomy 29:29 tells us the secret things belong to the Lord our God, but those things which are revealed belong to us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law. And that's the New King James Version. The unfortunate reality is few will enter into the secret dimension because they are unaware of its existence, or they won't pay the price to cultivate a lifestyle that gains them access. God can share his secrets with us through a still small voice or through the seer dimensions, including encounters, trances, dreams, and visions. Am I cool? Can we go on? Okay. The new to believe the prophets. Yes. Hey, Joe. Okay. Is this okay? Can I go? Okay. Let's hear it. James says, okay. Okay. We find many types of secrets spoken in the pages of the Bible, and there are many more we can discover through our pursuit of the Holy One of Israel. Understanding what's scripturally available to you builds faith and access to the secret dimensions of the seer world. Many scriptures point us to the secret place. Psalm 91:1 assures us. I often, before bed, I plead Psalm 91 over my life. He wraps his wings around me and protects me from the evil one. I sometimes read that out loud. And he dwells in the secret place of the Most High, shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. When you enter the secret place of God's presence in the seer dimensions, you may see strong angelic activity. You will no longer hear the strife of tongues. You will hear the song of the Lord, the sounds of angels, or one of the many diverse and otherworldly sights and sounds. Anyways, it goes on. The secret place of thunder it goes on to talk about thunder and everything. But I wanted to read that to you again. This is from the Prophet's Devotional by Jennifer LeClaire. She also has a podcast, and she does a YouTube early morning Bible study that's just on audio. If you want to join that, I listen to it occasionally. So anyways, Thank you guys so much for being here. God bless you. I'm going to take a second to look at your comments. I see Donna from North Carolina, and I see Joe says, cool. The Nugent family believe the prophets. Yes. Okay. I'll talk with you again very, very soon, but please check out right now. Check out, I'm going to sign off. Go over to realamericasvoice.com. Check out the shows and look at my shows, Faith and Freedom with Shemaine. I have amazing guests I'd love for you to watch. And then every Sunday morning, we go live at 10 a.m. Eastern on Real America's Voice and on Rumble. All right, guys, have a great day. Hey, Tim from Jackson, Michigan. Hey, Linda Schroeder from Michigan. God bless you, each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here. Please share this. Remember, Esther 4:14, you were born for such a time as this. God bless.